I'm here with Chuck at the prop store. This place looks amazing. I'm already seeing things that I recognize from some shows that I love. So how about you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, so Chuck from Prop Store, we've got a Marvel Television live auction. It's coming up on August 12th and 13th. You can participate online at propstore.com/Marvel. And let me show you some of the items that we've got here. But it's an array of different things that are coming from Marvel's Daredevil, Marvel's Luke Cage, and Marvel's Iron Fist. So all great shows, and hopefully there's something in it for everyone.
Yeah, these are great. I'm looking at these, and it's so cool to see these costumes up close because I love these shows. So it's really neat to actually see them and see the detail and see the characters. So, yeah.
In the middle here, we've got Daredevil from Marvel's Daredevil. This is the main red costume that you see at the end of season 2. And it's just, you know, if you're talking about the detail on it, you look at the fabric, it's like a stretch fabric, but it's got this shine to it. You see that, you know, get to see it up close and personal here. And somebody's going to get to take this home. Hopefully they won't wear it, but you never know, they could. But you also have his signature billy clubs. These are the stunt versions of the billy clubs, which are soft, so nobody will get hurt on this. But just an amazing piece of art as a costume there. And then moving off to the left, you'll recognize Marvel's Luke Cage. This is a bullet ridden. That is not moss. That's where he gets shot, and numerous times. Usually by the end of the episodes, he's got a few bullet holes in it. This is one of his signature classic looks from the show. And you notice the inside of it, which there's like a yellow lining to this. This was specifically designed for the show to emulate the yellow outfit that he had in the comic books. Pretty cool. And then if you move over to the right, we've got Marvel's Iron Fist. So this is the costume that Danny Rand wears in the second season when he fights his nemesis Davos for the mantle of the Iron Fist. And so again, this is the version of the costume that looks very similar to the comic book. And Marvel did a great job of sort of bringing that to the fans. It was just some great shows on Netflix.
I also see over here there's some other stuff from the show. So tell me about that.
As I said, we've almost got 900 different items, so array. So you don't have to be a millionaire. I think a lot of people think auction and they say, I'm never going to be able to afford anything. We purposely put a whole bunch of items. It could be $100. It could go higher for some of these signature costumes, but there's an array of different great things from each of the different shows. So for instance, if you're a fan of Marvel's Luke Cage, we've got the DVD cases, and one says The Incident. This was an allusion to the Avengers, and the incident was the attack on New York. We've got some other great items. If you don't want to get a whole costume, we've got Matt Murdock's signature cowl by itself. We've also got Iron Fists by itself. But we got an array of different items. Newspapers. You look, we've got some great ones. The Harlem Terror. This was an allusion to the first Hulk movie and showed the broader MCU being connected to this Marvel Netflix television series. Joe Quesada, he's the chief creative officer, and he also worked as the executive producer on the shows. He's going to actually sign our certificates of authenticity on behalf of Marvel. I think it's great. But he did some of the artwork here that actually appeared on these newspapers. So that's the swear jar from Pop's Barbershop, and it's very key to the narrative of the show in that it was really I guess it represents the morality of Pops and the fact that, hey, if you swore, you had to put $1 in the jar. But even after Pops unfortunately dies and the barbershop gets blown up, but Luke takes the swear jar with him everywhere he goes in the rest of the show to keep that sense of morality with him all the way through and know what his purpose is. And so I think it plays a really big role. Simple coffee can, but really plays a big role in the series there.
Right, it's like something so simple that it has such impact on story. Yeah. So I noticed looks like there's something that might have to do with dinosaurs up there.
We got a little focus on Jurassic Park this year. I think the big item at the top there is Richard Attenborough's costume from Jurassic Park. Very hard to find that early Jurassic Park things, as well as a prototype cane that everybody was very familiar with, as well as a Velociraptor crew gift that was very limited and given to the folks on the crew there. So we've got a few different Jurassic Park items. Very hot franchise, and hopefully some fans could find some stuff to add to their collections in our upcoming Entertainment Memorabilia live auction.
And I do see, my eyes did just see something that I missed, a lightsaber. So tell me about that.
We've got a couple of lightsabers here. I think we've got Count Dooku's lightsaber over there, as well as a production-made lightsaber for Mark Hamill for Luke Skywalker. Lightsabers are always very desirable. I think any of those Star Wars weapons are. They do not actually work. You cannot actually hurt anybody with those, but do look very cool and very presentable. They They do go for large sums of money. Those could go for $100,000 or so or more. But for Star Wars fans, those are sort of the ultimate type of props to have on their wall. I think a couple of key items there on the right-hand side there. We've got an actual Stormtrooper helmet that actually screen matches to the very first Star Wars film. It's true, I'd love to own it, but some fan out there will get a chance to do that. And the painting in the middle is a very rare painting by Ralph McQuarrie. He did the original concept art for Star Wars, and so this is a rare chance. It's got a lot of the main characters, including Darth Vader and his Imperial Guard in there. And then at the bottom there, in the middle area, we've got Darth Maul's lightsaber. So very cool. Got the double edge, and then the orange was used for special effects, obviously to emulate the beams of light that would come out of the lightsaber.
So I see another one of my little friends over here. It looks like there's R2-D2 over there. Do you want to tell me about that?
Not R2-D2, but it's his nemesis, the other R2 droid that he bumps into in Rogue One. So that's estimated. I think it's around $80,000 to $100,000. But actually, screen use very, very rare to find screen use props and costumes from the Star Wars movies like that. So very cool to have an R2 droid, even if it isn't R2-D2 himself.
Oh, so now I'm looking over to the rest of the case, and I see something that is definitely bringing back some childhood memories, the Wonka bar.
Wonka bar, yes, from Willy Wonka. Not much of that survived from the production, but yes, we do have that. It was obviously, everybody thinks about the golden ticket, but those Wonka bars, very rare. Now, you can't eat it. It was not made out of chocolate, but very cool that it still exists after all these years and brings back a lot of memories. That was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah, one of my favorites as well, so that's really fun to see. Oh, is that Back to the Future Nikes?
Those are Marty McFly shoes. Those are the light-up versions that you would see in the movie. There was a few different versions of that, but very rare. And Nike actually came out with reproductions of those, but these are the actual original shoes from Back to the Future, too.
And I'm seeing some Forrest Gump.
Yep, those are from Forrest Gump. These are I've never seen another pair of shoes, and these are actually Forrest shoes that are screen matched. He runs for miles, and you can see a lot of wear on those shoes there. And then there's the Bubba Gump shrimp hat that he's also known for. This was used for an insert shot where they show Forrest. There's a picture of Forrest after he's done all his run. You can actually screen match it to that photo that appears in the movie. It's very cool.
Wow, this is really just so incredible, seeing all the different props from all these movies that we love and we've grown up with, or things that are in our lives now. It's really cool. So now I'm turning the question away from the props and on to you. How did you get into this business of selling props?
I've been a collector all my life and always loved this idea of collecting. And I knew there was other collectors out there. And actually, Prop Store was a company that I was buying things from. So I actually worked as a consultant. I worked for a large management consulting firm for over 20 years and said, I'd like to try something and see if I can get into this. So the fine folks here at Prop Store actually hired me as a lead for business development and working with different studios to see if we could bring business into into Prop Store. And so one of the first things, I've always been a Marvel fan, and I was lucky, I guess early in my job. I only started about a year ago. Last year we ended up connecting with Marvel and said, we'd like to do auctions with you, and struck up the relationships and was able to bring the Marvel Television Live auction to Prop Store. So it was very cool, very satisfying from a career perspective.
That's really fascinating. Thank you for sharing that. So for all our viewers, and there might be somebody out there that has an interest in this field, what would be a piece of advice if they want to get into something that you're doing?
Yeah, I think it's, first of all, you got to know what you're passionate about and what you get really excited about, and let that show, and frame it from a perspective to a company that might be interested in getting you involved with it, or start your own. I think, I actually started selling stuff on eBay, and I think you can make a business off of that. But I think if you can band together with other folks that are of like mind, either a company that already exists or people that want to start a company, I think if you put your mind to it and you really sort of focus on what you're good at, you can make things happen. And so I think that's the thing, is just know where you want to go and go there.
That's great advice. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
For all of our auctions, whether it's the Marvel Television or our Entertainment Memorabilia Live auction, you can bid online. Just go to propstore.com. You can register for the auctions there, and you can see the catalogs. The Marvel auction is currently online, and you can bid on that. The upcoming Entertainment Memorabilia Live auction will be released probably in the next month or so. You'll be able to see the catalog for that. But we have a nice preview of these items here at San Diego.
Yeah, this is incredible. So please, if you're here at San Diego Comic-Con, stop by. It is amazing, all the stuff that he has. And again, if you like to collect things, do check it out. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to us.
Thanks for coming out here, and glad you enjoyed the experience.
Thank you.